The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on, even while on daddy duty right now, you dig? But shit is real, so I still gotta give y'all that real. We have, as far as the United States being the epicenter of the coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, aka that Rona. And make sure you check out BFN World Broadcast number 17, aka Rona. The link is in the Black Fox News Instagram bio. But check this out though. Right now, 47 seconds goes by, and then there's another person that dies of COVID-19 every 47 seconds at this point. 16,700 deaths in the United States in total throughout the U.S. as the U.S. comes to a total count of confirmed virus infections to actually nearly 500,000, and that's more than China. That's more than Italy, Spain, and France combined. Pardon me. You know what I mean? But yeah, shit is real, and you know what I mean? Everybody, let's hold on, stay focused about it. We won't graduate. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report, man. And you hear the name of the title. I mean, I gotta let y'all know about how this New World Order might be forming right now. You know what I'm saying? Even while I'm on daddy duty, you dig? Like, this is service to the people, because you have the Labor Department in the U.S. that's actually reported that 6.6 million Americans filed for unemployment this past week. You know what I'm saying? That brings the total number of people who filed for unemployment in the past 3 weeks to 17 million Americans. That's 10% of the workforce. Now, when you're talking about numbers like that, these numbers compared are comparable to that of the Great Depression. So, and we definitely have more people unemployed than were unemployed at that time. So when we're talking about comparing, we're talking about rates. But that's another aspect to think of it, whatever. Meanwhile, you got food pantries that's getting flooded across the country, and legislative members of the government actually debating on another $250 billion bailout that they're trying to actually give to small businesses or whatever. But you got a lot of the Democrats that want that to be more available and spread out for more of the people. But either way, they're talking about another bailout. Like, these are big numbers, yo. We'll see how this turns out. Greenville and Graduation. New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report, live from daddy duty. You know what I'm saying? But still gotta let y'all know what's happening, because you hear the name of the title. These the times we in, baby. Now you talking about in New York, the epicenter of the coronavirus COVID-19 spread, that Rona, within the U.S. In New York, 160,000 cases has officially, that number has been topped as far as coronavirus cases that are in New York, with 799 deaths due to COVID-19 happening within the past 24 hours. It is serious over there. You have over on Hart Island in the Bronx, you have workers in hazmat suits, basically burying bodies in like these little, wooden caskets or whatever, piled up in these mass graves. You know what I'm saying? For dozens of like unaccounted for coronavirus victims. Like, it's getting real weird over there. But Dr. Anthony Fauci, the top White House doctor on this shit, and the director of the National Institute of Allergies and Infectious Diseases, actually has said that it looks like it's actually falling. The death rate and the rate of infection is falling, where in the number of new cases. So that it looks like the social distancing measures that they were imposing in New York are actually working, and that there's possibly an upside to it. We'll see how this turns out, y'all. Greenwall and Graduation. Watch out for that New World Order. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. Reporting live from daddy duty. SR and WO. I gotta let y'all know when this NWO was trying to take place. Now, Trump actually said yesterday, Thursday, despite all of the pleas for him not to do so, he's gonna actually wants the U.S. economy to reopen by early May. Now, it's understood that we don't have adequate testing for coronavirus disease 2019 right now, and won't have it even by then. And he acknowledged that, but said that his plan won't cause a second wave of the virus. CNN's Jim Acosta was asking him about it, and he was basically saying, no, we actually have great testing in place. The best testing in the world. That bullshit he be talking, you know what I mean? Well, it turns out, we only tested over 1 million people in the U.S. Way less than 1% of the population. But that's the type of time that we're on. National Public Radio had actually announced that the federal government was going to stop funding testing sites for coronavirus disease, but nevertheless they was going to stop doing that on Friday. But since the Department of Health and Human Services actually said they're going to continue funding 41 coronavirus testing sites throughout the U.S. Greenville graduation. We'll go to Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Still letting y'all know what's happening, even while on daddy duty. You know, the NWO is right here. We can't waste a minute, you know what I mean? Now, check this out, though. Over in California, in Riverside, and their first responders had actually went to this nursing home. This is a home where 90 people had actually tested positive for COVID-19. They evacuated this home for 2 days straight. Most of the staff did not come back, and hopefully this doesn't happen across nursing homes across the country, since some of them are finding themselves with COVID-19 patients and people being, old folks being trapped in the house or all around each other or whatever. That's another way for it to easily spread. Nevertheless, over in you have Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, that's basically saying, well, for the first time since the epidemic picked up in Cali, they actually have had a decline in new cases, and people needing to be hospitalized for their treatment. Also in Kansas, the governor, Laura Kelly, she's actually suing Republican lawmakers for basically overturning her executive order to limit the size of church gatherings ahead of Easter Sunday. So over in Minnesota, Attorney General Keith Ellison is actually he's actually suing the landlord. He's pressing charges against the landlord for going against the city orders of barring evictions during this coronavirus pandemic, pardon me. And over in Florida, billions of dollars worth of crops, tomatoes, squash, and other shit, is actually rotting in the fields because, like, the supply chain right now is broken down. People not going to work at this manufacturing plant, that place, and that warehouse. So, and then you got Governor Ron DeSantis talking about how the coronavirus doesn't seem to affect children. Nobody under 25 has died from it. And you know what I mean, motherfucker must not be watching his news, man. He seemed to get on that shit. Greenville on graduation. What I do was go to Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. No longer on daddy duty right now, but still gotta let y'all know what's happening. Niggas still under the gun, you feel me? Shit changing out here. But and people's true colors is showing. No pun intended, but this story has to do with a rainbow flag. That's why I said that. In Manhattan, the Cathedral of St. John the Divine actually canceled plans of becoming a field hospital for COVID-19 patients. When they were supposed to do that in collaborating with a Christian fundamentalist group known as Samaritan's Purse. But they disagreed over like some real like ideological differences, surprisingly, where you had the cathedral wanting to place this rainbow flag outside of their church, and the people weren't having that. Samaritan's Purse people, so they disagreed on that, and that's unfortunate that they couldn't even come together on that regard or come to an agreement for the people. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of lame. I blame both sides for that shit. Greenville graduation. What other do was the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report, man. Keep in mind more on how the world is reverberating from this coronavirus disease 2019 spread. Keep in mind this is Easter weekend. So Thursday at the Vatican they were supposed to have some like ritualistic washing of the feet that the Catholics be doing during this time or whatever, but that didn't take place because in Italy they're trying to like contain the spread of COVID-19. Again, Italy is a place where 18,000 people have died. 18,000 Italians have died from COVID-19 in the last 2 months. Nevertheless, Pope Francis is actually set to do the Good Friday, live stream the Good Friday ceremony in empty St. Peter's Basilica, and probably going to do the same type of thing on Sunday. Nevertheless, over in France, you have 12,000 people who died from COVID-19, but they're now going to start counting deaths that have taken place outside of like hospitals and all of that, whatever, and that number is expected to jump by 40%. And then over in the United Kingdom, you have 8,000 Britons that have actually fell from COVID-19, with Prime Minister Boris Johnson just being removed from intensive care unit, but he's still hospitalized from contracting that shit. So this real Greenville and graduate. The new world, go to Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So over in Spain, another European country that's been rocked hard by this COVID-19 case, the spread of COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, that Rona, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you check out Rona, aka BFN World Broadcast number 17. Link in the bio of the Black Files News Instagram page. It's actually some shit that got bop to it, you feel me? And it also is informative, so check it out. Nevertheless, you have the Spanish lawmakers actually voting remotely, submitting votes to actually extend their national state of emergency all the way to April 26th, with the Prime Minister of Spain, Pedro Sanchez, actually saying that they're likely to extend it to May. You think that that's going to be necessary, so that looks like the immediate future for them. The European Union finance ministers, after a meeting in Portugal, have actually agreed on a €500 billion stimulus package that they're going to give to all of the European countries that are under the EU. This is about like 590 billion in US dollars. And then over in Kazakhstan, you had a NASA astronaut and two Russian cosmonauts that actually blasted off on the Soyuz rocket after an extended quarantine for them trying to prevent COVID-19 getting up into the International Space Station. But that's what's going on now. Green War and graduation. We'll do the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So news came in that since March 21st, 10,000 migrants have actually been deported to Mexico, people who've been trying to seek asylum in the United States. They've been able to do so while the Trump administration has done so and has shut down the asylum system completely for the first time in decades, and able to do so by like adhering to this public health rule that I misquoted last time and saying it had to do with the public care rule that basically will allow the U.S. to deny migrants entry into the U.S., allow them, deny them visas and all of that, whatever, if it looks like they're going to need public assistance. But this is actually something different that has to do with national emergencies, and they're basically saying this under the guise of prevention measures. So it could be some real to it. I mean, in San Francisco, you actually have a judge that released 4 migrant detainees due to them having conditions that will make them easily susceptible to contracting COVID-19. But you know, that's just 4 out of the many in the country, and people are protesting all over the country calling for immigrants to be released from these like overcrowded, unsanitary jails. You see how this turns out. Green War and graduation. The New World Order Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. Now, Trump and the Trump family, his adult children and all of that, they actually lost a massive legal fight in federal court where they were trying to keep the details of this lawsuit that is going against them for, with charges of like racketeering and conspiracy. They were trying to keep that a secret. Now, since they lost that, it will be publicly litigated, and so this should be very interesting. See, what happened is in October 2018, there was a class action lawsuit put against Trump and the family business, Trump Organization, and they actually had endorsed a company known as ACN Opportunity LLC. This was a multi-level marketing company, you know what I mean, also known as network marketing. Some may even call them a pyramid scheme. I've actually done network marketing, and I know there's a difference, but you know, it's a fine line. I mean, you know, people cross that line all the time. Nevertheless, the accusation is that it got victims to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars into the company with false promises of like success, and wasn't meeting that. So that should be juicy. Green War and graduate. So the New World Order Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. I know my shit jacked up, man. Don't worry about all that. But I'll let y'all know what's happening out here. That this is actually juicy because the Trump and his adult kids, they actually lost this massive legal battle in federal court that sought to keep this lawsuit that was going against Trump and the family business, basically the details of this, a secret. These are charges of like racketeering and conspiracy and all that, so it's deep. Now, since they lost this battle, it'll be publicly litigated. Now, what happened was in October 2018, there was a class action lawsuit against them for basically promoting and endorsing ACN Opportunity LLC. This is a multi-level marketing company, also known as network marketing, or sometimes people refer to it as a pyramid scheme. Me having done both, not both, not a pyramid scheme, but me having done multi-level network marketing and all that, I know there's a difference from pyramid schemes, but I also see how easy it is for a company to end up being a pyramid scheme. Well, the plaintiff described it as a get-rich-quick scheme that forced victims to put hundreds of thousands of dollars into the business with false promises of hope and success, and it did not come out. So we'll see how this turns out. Green War and graduation. Well, though the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons has actually blamed Syria for those 3 chemical attacks that happened on Syrian people back in March 2017. At least where they said it happened. It happened in northern Syria and supposedly took place there. But remember, I had a broadcast out during that time. BFN World Broadcast number 8. Check it out. People proved that was fake, that was staged, and that's what Syria and its military back of Russia keep saying. They're like, they didn't do that, and they actually are blaming Syrian rebel groups and people that want to implicate the Syrian government, who's being blamed for the attack essentially. So keep in mind that since the war that's been going on over there began in 2011, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of people who've been killed, 10 million displaced. Majority of the people who've been killed in this place, this is all coming from Syrian and Russian airstrikes. So nevertheless, this attack that they're talking about, it caused Trump to actually launch these Raytheon missiles over there, a company that he owns stock in. You know what I mean? So weird shit happening. Green Wall and Graduation.